Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. On this channel I speak about perfumes, and if this is something that you're excited about, then please subscribe. Today I would love to discuss a new perfume by Killian that's called Old Fashioned. And usually I follow new releases pretty closely and I know what I'm excited about and what I want to kind of skip. And this one kind of like, I didn't notice at all. I only kind of noticed when it was already on Fragrantica, it was already on Sephora, and I was like, wow, new scent in the liquors collection. I was surprised, and I looked at the notes and then I saw the name and I was like, oh, it's masculine, like I'm not that interested. So it wasn't really on my radar at all, because by the notes and the name I thought it's masculine, and it's like very, very masculine, so I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. But I was in Sephora smelling new perfumes like I always do, and I decided to give it a shot because it was in Sephora, and I didn't have any expectations at all actually. And when I smelled it first, I was like, wow, it smells like old-fashioned. It literally smells like a cocktail. I was so impressed and surprised how the perfumer was able to capture the notes just so perfectly and beautifully, and that it smells like a best possible old-fashioned. It smells kind of like a cocktail, like alcohol, but it doesn't smell nasty or disgusting or like weird or too alcoholic. You know, it smells really, really good upon the opening. It's like sweet, but at the same time there's something boozy in it. So I was really impressed, and I sprayed it on my skin and it developed in such a beautiful fragrance that I decided to get a travel spray, because I do enjoy the liquors collection. I have Angel Share, I have Apple Brandy, and now I also have Old Fashioned, and I'm really happy because I think all of these scents there's nothing like them. They're very unique and they're very well done, so I'm happy to have this one in my collection. And now let's discuss how it smells. So as you already know, Old Fashioned is like a very rich and sophisticated fragrance that was inspired by the cocktail that's called Old Fashioned. And in the opening it smells like plum to me. And also, by the way, this fragrance is compared to single malt. I think I wasn't into fragrances when this one was around, so I never smelled single malt before, but a lot of people say that this one is like a kind of recreation of single malt but without the plum note. But I smell such a prominent plum note. I know it's not in the notes of this fragrance, but it is like I smell plum, like some juicy, dry type of plum. It's a very mature type of plum. Maybe it's plum jam, or maybe it's some kind of plum in a pie, but it smells very, very plummy to me. Maybe like a cherry pit or something. It just smells very fruity, like it smells very sweet. It smells very boozy and very sweet in the opening, but the sweetness coming not from sugar, not from something like artificially created, but from something naturally fermented. It's like a fermented type of sweetness. If you know how mature fruits smell like, that's what the smell I get. When the fruits kind of stay around for a long time, they become very soft, and there's a certain smell about them that I get from the opening of this fragrance, and I do love it a lot. I think it's very unique. I haven't smelled anything like that, and you would think like, oh, you're saying it smells like rotten fruit, but no, it doesn't smell like rotten fruit. It's a very like mature type of fruit smell, and I love it a lot. And I want to read you the notes of this fragrance, and the notes are wheat, davana, immortelle, cedar, tolu balsam, and styrex. And just by looking at the notes, I was like, what? I have no idea how it's gonna smell like. It doesn't really smell like these notes, but when I started digging deeper and trying to understand what like a certain note smells like, I read about the styrex, for example, I read about immortelle, and it started to make sense so much, because those notes are very balsamic, very resinous, very kind of deep and luxurious, and they actually make a fragrance sweet. The note of wheat gives this fragrance like a kind of nutty quality. There's something slightly nutty about this fragrance in the dry down, but it's not overpowering. And I've never knew that wheat actually gives the fragrance a nutty note. And there's also davana in the opening, and brings like a little spicy kick to the opening, which I really, really love. I think the spiciness with like notes of mature fruits, it just goes so well together. It's really, really sophisticated and unique smell. And then I also learned that immortelle gives fragrances like very sweet type of smell. It makes them smell like vanilla, honey, tea, something very resinous and sweet. And I was really surprised, because immortelle is like a herbal type of note, and I did not expect it to smell like that, but it does, and I think it goes perfectly in this scent. And there's also a note of cedar. just kind of keeps this fragrance cool and doesn't let it go into completely sweet direction, which I really like. There's a good balance in the scent. It's sweet but not overly sweet, it's not glowing, it's just a perfect amount of sweetness. And in the base there are notes of Tolu balsam and styrax, and I read that these notes make fragrance smell more rich, luxurious, resinous. It just makes the fragrance more kind of deep, and it really helps it to stick to your skin. It means longevity on this fragrance should be really, really good, because it's those balsamic notes that make the fragrance stay on your skin for a long period of time. I'm very, very impressed with the scent because it's something completely new to me. I've never smelled a perfume with all the notes like that smells in such an interesting and unique way. And like I've said before, I am really, really impressed on how these notes come out together and how they're blended together, and the type of fragrance they bring to us, and just the type of sillage this fragrance leaves. Like, I would never think that those notes are able to create this type of scent. So if you are on the verge of trying this fragrance or not, I think you should try it for sure, especially if you love their liquors collection, especially if you love Angel Share and Apple Brandy. It's like, you know, it's the same type of scent. Of course, they're all different. They also have the same type of DNA to them. So if you like those two, you might like this one as well. And I think the scent is perfectly unisex. I think that some people might find it too masculine, but I think that girls and women should also try this fragrance, because I think that it's not too masculine. I think it's really unisex, and girls for sure can pull it off. Like, there's sweetness and coziness about this scent, so it's not overly masculine. It's just not. So I suggest that everybody tries it, and it's gonna smell good on everybody, I think. And also I think that this perfume is best suited for, of course, like fall and winter. It's old-fashioned. I think it's like an evening type of perfume, going out perfume, because I think it's pretty loud and pretty projecting. So it should be good for this type of occasion when you're going out. But I also think that, you know, you can wear your fragrances as you want. You can wear it every day. It's not really glowing. Like, it's not really cold in New York City right now, and I was wearing it and it wasn't too heavy, so I don't have any worries about this fragrance being overly glowing or choking. I think it's a really good, high quality scent that a lot of people will like. So I really hope that my video was helpful for you guys, and that you enjoyed it and found it helpful or entertaining, or both. And I'll see you next video. Bye.